Egypt's Christians face the wrath of angry Islamists. Hello, everyone. I'm George Thomas.
And I'm Wendy Griffith. The political upheaval in Egypt once again highlights the plight of the country's Christians. They have suffered even more attacks from Islamists since the ouster of Mohamed Morsi. Now they're hoping and praying Egypt's new leaders do more to protect them, especially their young women who are targeted for kidnapped and forced conversion to Islam. Gary Lane has more.
Scenes like these have become all too familiar for Egyptian Christians. This time it's the funeral of a beloved Coptic priest. Islamist gunmen opened fire on Father Mina Aboud July 6th as he drove his car after an afternoon of shopping in the northern Sinai town of El Arish. Father Mina's murder comes of no surprise to Egypt's Christians. They're frequent targets of attack during times of political instability. Christians have struggled for years not only to protect their churches, homes, and businesses, but also their daughters. One of the challenges facing Christian families here, particularly in Upper Egypt, is the kidnapping of young Christian girls. It generally happens when the girls enter their teen years. So what are families to do about this? Some move away to Christian villages, relocating. But with that comes a whole new set of challenges. Manel moved her family from a Muslim village to a Christian one near Almenia. She wanted to protect her oldest daughter, Mariam, from abduction and forced conversion. She made the decision after noticing some Muslim girls and boys attempting to lure Mariam away from her family and faith.
The girls used to tell Mariam, "Come with us, we will give you some money. You are having a hard life." The young boys were sending the young girls to do this. I feared they would kidnap her and then demand a lot of money to return her, or they would return her and she wouldn't be in the same way as they took her.
Now, residing as strangers in a new town, her husband has difficulty finding work.
I am much happier now because it's safe for my daughters here, but the working opportunities for my husband are little because few people know my husband.
Miriam's family borrowed money to buy food and make their house payment. They prayed God would provide help. She and her family are not alone. Last year, a Helsinki Commission hearing revealed the number of disappearances and abduction of Christian girls is increasing. Human trafficking expert Michelle Clark told of more than 800 cases. Still, many Islamic leaders and government officials debunk claims that Christian girls are being trafficked. They insist the conversions and marriages are not forced. They're simply the result of amorous love between young people of different faiths. Helmi El-Sayed is Freedom and Justice Party Secretary for Giza.
A boy and a girl from different religions love each other, and thus one of them converts his religion in order to get married. The problem is that families do not accept that. Also, the two religions, neither the church accepts any of its people to Islam because of love, nor Islam accepts this type of conversion.
Sayed claims it's a social problem that must be addressed, not a religious one. Earlier this year, the Coptic Orthodox Patriarch told me that efforts to prevent trafficking and forced conversions often fail.
This is a very sensitive issue for us. We try with the government, with the local authorities. Sometimes we success, but sometimes no success.
The Morsi government did little to curtail the trafficking. Political change gives many Egyptian Christians hope. They pray the next government will force police to treat Christian kidnapping complaints seriously. They also want to see the government prosecute the kidnappers. As for Mariam and her family, their prayers for help were answered. CBN provided them with the seed money needed to start a small clothing business.
My daughters and I will tell people in the church that we sell new clothing and the profits we get will help buy clothes for my children and feed my family. May the American Christians who help us have a long life, and may God be with them to help others like me to become self-supporting.
Help that brings a glimmer of hope and a new beginning in Egypt.
And Gary Lane joins us now. Gary, Mubarak, for Christians under Mubarak was tough, but it's tougher.
Well, it is tougher. On the same day that Father Mina was assassinated, July 6th, there was a Christian businessman that was kidnapped in northern Sinai. He was found dead, his severed head from his body, less than a week later. Christians now are leaving the northern Sinai. They're leaving that area.
And primarily it's because the Christians overwhelmingly supported Morsi's removal? Is that why it's like a backlash?
Well, they did, and the Muslims, extremists, as I had pointed out, are attacking the Christians. In the southern part of the country, in the upper Egypt, Christians aren't even going out in the streets. They're closing their businesses, and the businesses, we have a photo of that I'd like to show you, are being marked. The ones for Christians have a red X on them. That's reminiscent of the Holocaust and the Jews. This is what Islamist extremists are doing.
What is the military doing to protect the Christians?
Well, the military says they're there only to protect federal institutions. So the Christians are basically on their own. They're getting a little support, but not much.
What do they hope for the future in terms of, their life, real quickly?
Yeah, more participation in the government. Already we've seen 2 Christians appointed to the cabinet in the interim government, and they would like to see more freedom of religion there.
Okay, terrific. Gary, thank you for keeping us posted on this. Wendy?